Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's the 49ers going up against the Bears. So with that, let's get right out to the stadium. Brandon Godden and Charles Davis have the call on this Week 4 matchup.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Tonight, we finish off Week 4 with a good Monday night matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Chicago Bears. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Halfback sent in motion. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And it's grabbed by Crockett Gilmore. And he's brought down after a good gain. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
Coleman. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And here's the offense today that hopes to get off to a strong start. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Crockett Gilmore, there. And now it's 3rd down. Defensively, the starters for Chicago, and they feel like they've got a big-time disruptor in Leonard Floyd from Georgia.
And when the draft process began, there was a mixed bag of opinions about Leonard Floyd. But as time went on, and he tested, and people saw him work out, and they saw the sheer athleticism, people realized they better move fast to get him, and the Bears did.
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
And the coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Credit the tackle there to Aaron Lynch. And with this offense, one guy to key in on defensively is Kevin White.
Had to battle injuries at the start of his career, but boy, he's ready to fulfill his promise. An absolute beast downfield.
They'll try to run for the first with Langford. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. They go play action here on first down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. And a look now at the defensive starters for San Francisco.
Eric Reed is a safety that you can use all over on defense, both in the box as a tackler and back deep as a cover man.
And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll look to throw. He completes it right side to White. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down. completed pass on second down. Now it's third down as the defense looks for the stop.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Back to the running game. Langford. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Those really long field goals, when they are made, they are things of beauty, but there is a danger to getting them started, isn't there?
Yeah, with that low drive, you've got to really keep it low to the ground, don't you, to get that distance.
Yeah, hard to just pop it up in the air because otherwise it's not going to get there. So he's got to drive it low in order to have the distance, and that usually puts it in jeopardy, gives him a chance to block it, and everyone knows it on the other side. That's when you get your best jumpers on the other side of the field and try and get up and get it. But they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A big play there for the Niners. 42 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing.
And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Tevin Coleman with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Now we're going to get a stoppage. There appears to be an injured bear on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
Well, I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
So 2nd and 10 here. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They will run again with Coleman. There he goes right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the 49ers add on to their lead. And he's got it up and through. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers. Right? Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And that will set them up in excellent shape. First and goal at the 9-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Boy, you'd hate to squander this great field position. Here's third and goal. They'll set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He may try, and they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Jeff Driscoll, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. And he knocks it through. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So what again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it. No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about a different style of running in order to get this guy going.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
They run with Langford, trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They'll drop the throw. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. So the screen pass goes backwards. That play seemed to have a potential disaster written all over it from the start.
I mean, wasn't that a tough spot on the field to make that call? You're inviting defensive linemen and linebackers to get pressure. So if one of them snips this out, you're definitely in danger, and this time it costs them 2 points.
The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field and down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
On second down, Langford. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken around the 12. Fighting through.
Oh, come on, man.
Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to air one out, and it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on third.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front, they moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
And that one incomplete.
Great play.
Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. Third down and 3. Back to throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're talking just throw the ball to the ground.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is...
And this is caught inside the 5. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Their dangerous wide receiver with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears get a bit closer. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he is out of bounds here on the return. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Going underneath, it's Coleman. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a San Francisco first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it a second down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
All right, here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Complete to Gilmore over the middle. And he's brought down. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz.
Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. And the back goes into motion. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. This is caught inside the 15. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a first and goal.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Tevin Coleman on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the 49ers add on to their lead. And this one through the uprights and good. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. The low setback is Langford. Now back to throw. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th. Here's Britton Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
You got to give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. Here's Bradley Pinion now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure.
He's got a man. Complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Yo!
Now on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is out of bounds inside. The 30. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. 5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Give him 16 on the pickup, and it'll be a Chicago 1st down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Trey Burton, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears cut into that lead. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the two. They don't get it. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for two?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. And quickly, they get to the line. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And with the new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Shift together here from the D-line. A handoff, Jeremy Langford. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. Here's Britton Colquitt now. He's been terrific so far. That's taken on the 25. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And a nice little pass and catch there on the corner route.
Set up very well by the receiver with a head and shoulder fake inside before he comes back downhill to his quarterback.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, Now you've stopped the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. It's Coleman here. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one. Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. The lone setback is Langford. They go play action here on first down. He's going to look deep down the field. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Here's Coleman. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Now a play fake, and he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he hurdles him and into space. And now off to the races down the right side. And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick-6s.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Now the point after try for Santos. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. On the return, it's Niall Davis. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time, decent field position through the pick-6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
2nd down following the run. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll be out of bounds, able to take it down to the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver have to be in sync, and when they put it on them just right and catch it full speed, running through a defense can often result in a big pickup of yardage.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Here comes the D swarming to the line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. Second down here after the incomplete pass. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Looking middle, and that's complete. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second down.
I think we need to come up with a different name for this position. We keep calling it the fullback position. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback, but we know this. Whoever's coming out of that spot is usually bigger and stronger, and they may not run away from people.
Now a loose football. Coleman lost it, and this is picked up by the Bears. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Here comes the Bears defense now back onto the field. They recovered the fumble last time. 3 turnovers for them in this game. They've been, that word opportunistic comes to mind, right?
Exactly right. And you know guys on defense, they say the turnovers. The offensive guys call them turnovers. We call them takeaways. We go get them. And that's exactly what they've done in this game.
The former DB making sure you know their takeaways on the defense.
Takeaways, man.
And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. That one goes for 24 yards. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through it right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
They'll run with Davis. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the... And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Niall Davis, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They go back to the air here after the INT. Flush to his right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. They've got his man. Complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred. Still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
It's crazy, man.
Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter.
3-man rush.
Here's a play fake as they have pressure coming, and they got him once again. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over. I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
They're going to look to throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. It's a gain of 21 that time. And that leads to a Chicago 1st down. They'll look to throw here. He completes it right side to White. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. They go screen play to Langford. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And they're going to speed things up here.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did. Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
2nd and goal. Defense digging in again here. Langford. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Jeremy Langford, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears get a bit closer. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers.
Here we go. 3-19.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up in the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out. Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He finds Coleman. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
It's so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Now let's go. Blue, line it.
Coleman now. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to.
Niall Davis off to the races. Touchdown, 49ers. Niall Davis with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. And he'll bang that one through. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Chicago. Their big-bodied receiver with a return of 102 yards. And the Bears cut into that lead. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. Here's Davis now. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throws right side, and that's complete. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. And that one makes this a 19-point game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now White on the return. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So
that's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Their dangerous wide receiver with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Bears get a bit closer. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now the 49er offense ready to go and getting back out onto the field.
Back down in that belly. Here we go. Over. Set.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. This is Coleman. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Now back to throw. Flushed out right. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Most players would tell you that night games, while they can be fun, they're really hard to prepare for because you wake up on game day and all you want to do is get to the stadium and let's get going. But you got to bank that fire a little bit and hold it until the evening. It's almost like a Broadway premiere. Got to wait until the nighttime to go out there in front of the bright lights. And boy, if he harnessed himself really well, and now he's unleashing it on the opponents.
Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Let's go, Stan. Make some noise.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Chicago.